Okay, good morning, students. Today our topic is about the waste disposal management. Okay, how in the food companies and the food processing or the manufacturing companies that dispose or the waste product, how we can manage how we should manage the waste products. Okay, so this will be our topic, how to manage the waste or the waste disposal management. Waste disposal is the basic requirement of a food safety plan. So because in this course where we are studying about the various food safety measures, so the waste disposal or the management of the waste is the basic requirement, or it is a basic step for a food safety plan. Okay, so today in this topic we will be studying about the various procedures or the points that we should remember in order to manage the waste and in order to avoid the cross contamination that can happen among the foods. Okay, so to avoid the cross contamination we should follow certain points. Now, what is the definition of waste disposal? Is waste disposal management. Waste management is all those activities and action required to manage waste from its inception to its final disposal. So this is the very basic definition of waste disposal management. So it says that it includes waste disposal management includes all those activities. Okay, all those activities and the actions that are required to manage the waste from its inception, that is from the starting point to the final disposal point. Okay, so all those activities and the actions that are required to be taken in any of the companies to manage the waste starting from the initial point to the last point where the product is finally produced. Okay, to the final disposal point. So how it should be finally disposed, so that there are minimum environmental hazards. Okay, so we should try to avoid the environmental hazards. So we should try to conserve our natural resources also, and in the same time we have to dispose the waste also very safely without causing any harm to the health point of view. So waste management in food industry, so we'll be studying here. The most common type of waste includes organic waste. So I have already told you the most common type of the waste that is produced from the companies is the organic waste, that is even from the household also. So waste is produced from the household purposes because day to day life we are using lot of things, so there are waste is also coming from the household purposes, and in the same time it is also coming from the factories also. So organic waste, prepared food and its ingredients. Organic waste, it comes from the household purpose. And the second thing is plastic, glass, metal, paper, cardboard, which can be managed using a variety of outdoor containers. So organic waste is coming from the household purpose, whereas the other type of waste like plastic, glass, metal, paper, or cardboard, these are all coming from the various sources, either from the factories or it can be from the household purposes. Okay, so these are the main type of waste that is available to us, so that we have to manage. Okay, now the points, there are certain points here that I will be explaining you that should be kept in mind for the waste disposal management. First is waste disposal bins are to be placed around the working area of food preparation rooms and positioned conveniently to staff and operations. Means the waste disposal bins or the storage bins where we keep our waste, they are to be placed around the working area. Okay, so near to our working area where the work is going on, it has to be kept near to the working area of food preparation. If we are talking in terms of household purpose, then it should be kept near the food preparation rooms, and it should be positioned conveniently to staff and operations so that the staff can be conveniently operated. So we should not keep the storage bins outside the food preparation rooms. We should keep it, and it should be in the closed form. There should be a lid over it. So waste disposal bins should be clearly distinguishable from other storage bins. Okay, so it should be separately. Either we can keep a tag on that, or it should be separate from the other storage bins, that this is exclusively that is to be used for the storage purpose, and the other has to be used for the waste purpose only. So it should be clearly distinguishable from the other storage bins. Third point is waste storage. The waste disposal bins in food preparation rooms need not to be covered if they are in frequent use or they are regularly emptied. Okay, so if we are using if we are properly maintaining all the hygienic conditions, if we are properly cleaning them daily on the daily basis, then there is no need to cover it. But but preferably we should use the beans with a pedal. Okay, there has to be some wheels on the pedals, as well as there should be lid. It should be properly covered. A defined area is to be allotted for the storage of the waste pending disposal. So here fourth point is in relation to the factories or the processing industries where the huge amount of the waste comes out of these food processing industries. So there has to be a designated place, means there has to be a separate room for all the storage, for all the type of the organic waste and from all the other type of waste, so that all the storage, all these bins should be kept exclusively there, so that we can avoid the cross contamination. Okay. Fifth point is when food waste is removed from the food preparation rooms pending disposal, it must be placed in a tightly covered waste storage bins. Okay, so when the food storage is removed from the food preparation rooms pending disposal, so after the food is being prepared, then the whatever the disposal or the waste comes out, it should be placed completely in the storage, in the waste storage bins, and it should be tightly covered, so that we can avoid the contamination. Okay, then plastic liners are to be used. Plastic liners inside every storage bins, there has to be certain it has to be properly lined. There has to be polythene bags should be kept inside them and in the storage bin. So the plastic liner should be there, so that it will be easy for us to clean it properly. And waste disposal and the storage bins are to be emptied when full or in regular basis. So whenever they are full or on the regular basis, or on the daily basis, or on the twice after 2 days, so it has to be properly cleaned after a regular basis, after a regular period of time, so that we can avoid, we can have all the hygienic conditions we can maintain. Waste disposal bins are to be cleaned and sanitized daily. It has to be cleaned as well as it has to be sanitized daily and placed upside down the floor to drain overnight. Okay, or we should dry them also properly to keep the foods and beverages safe. So this is in terms of uh, in the factories, in the big factories where the huge amount of the waste comes out. So we are doing all these cleanliness or hygienic conditions we are maintaining according, we should always follow according to the regulations. We are studying in this course that we should follow all the protocols and the procedures that have been maintained by the various HACCP plans. We should follow the HACCP plans. Okay, and the to keep the food and beverages safe, it is important that you manage your waste according to the regulations of FSSAI. So this is a Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. So we have to follow these regulations which have been provided by FSSAI. These guidelines ensure that waste does so here FSSAI, it has certain guidelines which every company, every industry has to follow. These guidelines ensure that waste does not come in contact with the food. So there are certain guidelines where we have to follow, so that we can avoid the direct contact with the food where the various microorganisms, so, and either directly or indirectly through flies or insects or through more serious contaminants like effluents. So if we are following all the guidelines and the regulations of these regulatory authorities, then indirectly we are avoiding any cross contamination. Okay, so we are keeping our food or the food processed products safe, away from the flies or from the insects or to various types of severe contaminants like effluents or any of the fumigation. If the fumigation is done in the storage industries, then we are also keeping our food from all these contaminants free. Cross contamination from flies, insects that have come in contact with the waste and effluents could carry bacteria to the food from the waste. So this is also very important point, where the cross contamination which happens through flies or through insects, or if we are using any fumigants or effluents, they could carry bacteria to the food from the waste, because they can carry the flies, they can carry the bacteria and they can contaminate our food. So if we are following all these regulations which have been provided to us by these regulatory authorities like FSSAI, that is the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, so we are avoiding the cross contamination. So in the food industries, there are certain terms which are being used in the food industries, like sanitary equipment means sanitary equipment. So they use the term sanitary equipment. So you should know that what this term means. It means equipment that is fully cleanable. Okay, those equipments which are being used in the food industries, they are fully cleanable. So they use two terms, that is CIP and SIP. So CIP stands for clean in place and SIP stands for sterilization in place. First, it has to be cleaned properly. The storage bins should be cleaned properly, and then they have to be sterilized properly. That is fully drainable from cleaning solutions and other liquids. So we can clean them either by the cleaning solutions or by the other type of liquids. Okay. Now the disposal of food waste in food areas, remove the food waste and other waste. These are also certain points which are like in accordance to the earlier points. So you should just remember and just listen to these, that remove food waste and other waste materials from the areas where the food is being handled, cooked or manufactured in the routine manner. So we have to clean the particular area where the food is being prepared on the regular basis. We have to keep it very hygiene and provide reuse or the dustbin of adequate size and cover with the premises for the collection of waste. It has to be properly covered. A bin should have a mechanism for opening it without having touching to it. So we can also have certain mechanisms where we don't have to touch the bins, and at the same time we can clean them. So there are certain, in the food industries, there are huge machines where with the use of them we can clean the storage bins. Have the dustbin emptied and washed daily with the disinfectant or dried after use. So it has to be properly disinfected and sanitized after the again if we use them. Separate liquid and solid waste at the time of placing them in the bins. So we should separate them. Like here in this diagram you can see that there should be a separate bin for the paper waste, then there should be a separate bin for the glass waste, then there can be a separate storage bin for the plastic type of waste, and there can be a different bin for the metal type of waste disposal, and along with the different colors so that the people can identify. Okay, like in the household we use wet waste and dry waste. We use two colors of the bins or the two different types of bins. Like in the same food industries, they should also have different types of storage bins for they should be means segregation of the waste product should be done. Locate your garbage cans in such a manner that it does not lead to the contamination of the food process. It should not lead to the cross contamination. If we properly segregate the waste disposal, then it will be easy for the disposal purpose also, and for avoiding the cross contamination also. Food storage area environment inside and outside your premises, it will also be safe for the environment also. Keep all the waste in covered containers. Get it removed at regular intervals as per the local law. So as per, there are certain municipal corporations laws, so where we should follow them. If there are certain hazardous disposal materials, then they have to be properly disposed. Like there are certain biohazardous materials from the industries also. There are certain effluents like that. So they have to be properly disposed according to the law. We cannot throw them anywhere. We have to follow certain regulations, so the protocols for the safe disposal of those items. Internal garbage bins should be collected and together daily at an assigned collection point. So all the garbage bins should be collected at a particular collection point where they can be emptied into public garbage collection system. So where a big like vehicle comes and we can dump it so that they can dispose it. Place the bins in a sufficient distance to prevent the contamination. They have to be placed, separate bins have to be placed at a certain distance in order to avoid or prevent the contamination. Dispose food waste in such a way that it does not attract dogs, cats, rodents, insects, and fleas. Okay, so they have to be properly, the waste has to be properly disposed so that we should not harm these animals also. Okay, garbage cans must have covers. They should have covers so that we should not harm the animals, dogs, cats, because there are domestic animals. So we should also try not to harm them. Follow the rules and regulations, including those for plastics and other non-environmental friendly materials. So we have to follow the rules and regulations that have been developed by certain regulatory authorities, and at the same time, that there are certain non-friendly materials, non-environment friendly materials. As I have told you, there are certain biohazardous wastes, like e-waste is there, like CDs are there, or other type of like monitor or computer waste material. So they have to be properly disposed without causing any harm to our environment, so that we are not causing any harm to our natural resources also. So we have to follow the rules and regulations. Storage of waste and inedible materials. So there are type of waste. I have told you that there are organic waste and there are non-environment friendly waste. So they have to be properly disposed. Provide enough storage facility for storing of waste and inedible material prior to removal from the premises. So enough storage facility should also be there in the food industries, and ensure that there is no pest and rodent access to the waste of inedible material. Means the insect and pest also, the entry should also be prohibited. It should also be monitored, because there are certain inedible material. If the rodents or the insects like rats or mouse, if they eat it, then it may cause to their uh, health also. Ensure that stored and inedible material does not contaminate. Okay, so whatever the material that has been kept in the storage bins, that should not contaminate the other food materials. So that is why we are assigning a particular storage or the waste disposal room. There has to be a designated room for the waste disposal. Potable water should be there. The water supply should also be checked, and the temperature and the pressure and everything of the water should also be checked at regular intervals, because otherwise in the food industries, because they are using the water for any type of food processing industry. So the water temperature and amount of the minerals, and if any amount of contamination is present in the water, everything, chlorine, everything has to be checked. Equipment used for food preparation, whatever the equipments that are being used for the food preparation, they has to be properly cleaned, sanitized, and there should be hygiene. Proper hygiene has to be maintained. Or building or the premises, even the buildings or the premises should also be clean. Okay, the waste can be reduced in great amount by, so this is very important point. We can reduce the waste, the waste which is coming out from the various factories or from the household purposes. We can reduce it in a huge amount if we go for reducing, recycling, or reusing them. Either by reducing, first thing we can do is we should try to reduce the amount of the waste that is coming out from the food and from the food factories. Second thing, it should be reused. So nowadays, that is why we are going towards banning the polythene, so the plastic bags. Okay, we are moving towards the cardboard use. So we should try to reuse them. Okay, we should also try to how we can reuse them. And the third point is recycling. Okay, again, how again we can reuse it. So indirectly, by doing these type of, that is reducing, reusing, or recycling, we are trying to reduce the hazardous effects that are coming out from the waste to the environment. And we are also trying to preserve the natural resources that are present in the nature, that is God gift to us. Proper planning can also help in effective disposal of waste material that cannot be recycled. So proper planning should also be done. In this way also we can try to reduce the waste. With proper planning, these can be reduced, recycled to a large extent. So if the food factories or the companies, they do proper planning, so in this way also we can try to reduce the amount of the waste that is coming out from the food industries, which can help in saving the precious natural resources and also saving the energy. Okay, so if the proper planning is being done then by the companies, then we are also trying to save our precious natural resources that is being gifted to us by the nature. And we are also trying to save the energy that is spent in manufacturing the new products. So if we are trying to save the energy, we are also using that amount of saved energy in manufacturing the new products. Okay, so here I will complete my today's topic. Thank you.